Welcome back to Frontier Springs and a new episode where we actually built the queue line and the station area of Metro Mayhem, our French metro themed roller coaster, and that is a project that I'm very excited for. However, I wanted to address another topic first, and that topic is actually having huge performance issues in my park. I know it's a very different topic to talk about, but I thought it may be useful for the one or the other. If you want to skip this part, because it could be quite boring for some people that don't build like big parks, you can skip to like 8 minutes and then we are going to jump into the real-time part, but maybe you want to stick around. So I wanted to talk about this because while yes, I do have an insane amount of objects already in the park and I was constantly adding more, I already have a part count of like 200,000. However, I knew that Planet Coaster 2 is much more optimized than Planco 1. In Planco 1 this park wouldn't be very playable at all. However, I've tested the limits with Planet Coaster 2 very early after the release, and I've noticed that I can have a park with like 500,000 objects even, and it's still playable. However, with Frontier Springs I noticed huge performance issues and insane lag spikes as well. And I thought, okay, where does this come from? And naturally I thought, okay, it's maybe like the combination of having a lot of path work, buildings in general, nature, more to simulate with all the restaurants and stuff, and I thought maybe it comes down to this. So naturally I thought, okay, the thing I can do the best is reducing the amount of objects I have in my park. And I started by thinking about, okay, which objects are more resource heavy, and with Planco 1 it was signs and TV screens, and I thought, okay, I could remove all the TV screens I have in my park, and you may ask yourself, you can't have that many TV screens, have you? Well, actually all of my solar panels on the parking lot were made out of TV screens, so I started by removing those, so I saved myself like 4,000 or 5,000 TV screens there. And even though that already gave me a big performance boost, like 5 or 10 FPS already, it was still very, very laggy. So I knew, okay, I need to do more optimizing. And then I thought, okay, I need to get the part count down in general. And an easy way to achieve that in Planet Coaster 2 is using the symmetry tool that you can choose on the movable platforms, where you can attach scenery to. So naturally everything that was like symmetrical or maybe even is duplicated multiple times, like the windows on top of the museum, I've started to use the symmetry tool for that. And now my park was like full of rotational motors that were deactivated. It came out a bit different. While yes, I have reduced my part count by quite a bit, the overall performance was getting even more horrible. And that actually led me to the conclusion that the rotational platforms with attached scenery to them, those were the problem. So I went around the park and took a look where I used them, and I used them quite a lot, especially with like the ships that I have in my harbor village that are rocking up and down just slightly. Those were costing me so much performance and I didn't notice that at first. Or the carousel cover in the Parisian area, that as well. And I've noticed another thing as well. It doesn't matter if you have many different movable platforms in the park. It matters how many different objects you have attached to them. Just to give you an example, 1,000 rotational platforms with just one object added don't really affect the performance at all, but one platform attached with 1,000 scenery objects, that affects the overall performance already quite a lot. Okay, enough of this. I've talked about performance for 4 minutes now. Okay, so let's start talking about the more interesting stuff. And as you can see, I'm building the entrance for the roller coaster, and this is going to resemble these classic Art Nouveau entrance areas for the real Parisian metro. And even though there are already 3 different roller coasters or attractions all over the world that are themed to the Parisian metro, or partly themed to it, there's no attraction yet that utilizes this kind of entrance to it. 2 of those, that is Battle of the Ministry and Monster at Grönerlund, they have the entrance integrated into a building, and the third one is Batman Gotham City Escape, I believe, and this one just has the station area themed around it. And I asked myself, why are there already so many attractions themed to it, and why do I theme my ride to the Parisian metro? That seems so specific. I do think it's just like the white metro tiles combined with the green steel structures that it has such a distinct feel to it, and it's a very unique style after all. And I've started posting some pictures of it into different discords, and I was very happy to see that a lot of people were enjoying this, seemingly at least, especially our French friends. So now you can see how I'm actually building a bridge for the metro, and that was a plan that I always had to do, because we do have the launch track and the brake run right next to each other. I wanted to have like a little dual effect on the roller coasters, you may have seen that in the intro, and I wanted this bridge to be a real eye-catcher as well. So I've combined 2 of my favorite bridges in Paris. One of them is Pont de Berraquem. I'm so sorry for my pronunciation. That's the one that's pretty close to the Tour Eiffel. That's going to be like the base metal structure of it. And I wanted to put something different on top to have 2 different styles incorporated. And the other one is Pont de Bercy. That's where the stone structure comes from. I didn't do like a full recreation. It's mostly inspired by those 2. But I do personally think it came out pretty well. So I would split the whole Metro Mayhem thing into 5 or 6 different sections. The first one being the entrance that we just built, which is still overground. After that you have a very basic queue line with loads and loads of metro tiles. We are going to take a look at those in a second. Then we have a transition to another metro station in a completely different style, more like this classic Jules Verne style. And the transition is an actual old metro tunnel where you can walk through. After you have boarded, you're going through a metro tunnel, and now you're on the outside part of the roller coaster with the bridge included. And after you have this completed, you are heading back into the metro system. And as you can see, I already have like my main module completed, and I've started just copy pasting this all and over again. And we are now going to take a look at the result of it. Okay, and now we are back in the game. And you may ask yourself what you are looking at, and this is just the exterior of all the queue line and station, and this is going to be dressed up in the next episode, since I still have to continue these facades, and I wanted to have like a bit more of a cute French look on the right side, so you won't see any of this in the future. Okay, one more thing. I've upgraded all of the landscaping and the trees. I've created our own brush, and I've looked up which trees are common in the area of Tennessee, and it seems like they are very natural, bit random, and very, very dense. So that's the new look of the background or the sideline of the park. Okay, so enough of this. So I wanted to give you a quick tour through the queue line, but before we do that, I wanted to show you this area under the bridge. And I really love it. I do have a soft spot for those kind of areas, and I believe you can already like imagine the echo in here, the sound of the water that's flowing through it. Maybe even I will add some sort of cafe on here that the peeps can enjoy themselves on these benches and just look out to the nature. And it does feel very natural down here, even though there's a roller coaster on top of this bridge. Okay, so let's jump to the Metro Mayhem entrance. One more thing, I swear it's the last one. This is going to be like the walkway to the next area that we are going to start after we have finished all of this, which is maybe already the case in the next episode. Okay, let's jump into here. So this is the entrance to Metro Mayhem. We are going downstairs, and we are just in a building, but we already have like the illusion that we are going underground. We are still taking a few steps, and this is a very, very nice hallway in my opinion, and it doesn't lead to anywhere, So these two signages are misleading because, yeah, there's a dead end. After you have traversed all of this, we get to a little transition, which is like this old metro tunnel, which is obviously not in use anymore. And then, as you can see, the style changes quite a bit more to this industrial steampunk Jules Verne style. I still wanted to have these metro tiles included into them, so you have an ongoing theme in here. And then we are entering a slightly bigger room, which already tells us that we are getting closer to the station. We are getting asked if we are ready to ride. Yes, we are indeed. And then we are entering our little roller coaster station, which is this one. You have already seen all of this in the intro shots, so I'm going to just quickly exit the ride, and we are going to come out in this passage again. So yeah, that was the little showcase of the progress that we have made, and in the next episode, as I mentioned, we are going to focus on this street as well as on this plaza, and maybe even we are going to complete all of the antique car ride. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It took a while, but as I have mentioned, I needed to sort out these performance issues first before I can build all of this queueline, because it's very, very heavy on the part count, since all these metro tiles are individual pieces. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next episode.